What's up everybody, welcome back to another video. So I'm really excited to record this one because we have the season 6 of Battlegrounds details and nodes and everything, and we also have season 7 and season 8, but we need to start off with season 6 first. So the first victory track meta will be Conflictor. Every 7 seconds the next debuff triggered by the attacker's immediate purified. Each time that the effect triggers, they gain power. So this is like if you play Alliance War, I'm pretty sure there's a mini boss with Conflictor. So pretty interesting for the victory track. Like it's not too difficult, but it's not too easy at the same time, because they gain 50% of bar power. So champions with like difficult special 2s or champions that can get to the special 3s could be pretty annoying. And then we gain some effects. We gain some more attack on our special attacks based on the defender's power before we throw a special. So probably champions that hit too hard with like special 2 like CGR or Ghost, you might like not want to bait a single special throughout the fight and pop your special 2 while the opponent has more than 2 bars of power, so you get another 200% attack and just instantly kill them. So this could be a suicide friendly meta as well, if you think about it. But yeah, week 1 we also have another node if you get to the Glider Circuit, but not too many people go to Glider Circuit within a week. So it's just especially are going to be unblockable. That could be tricky, because if you want to do that strategy that I just said, if they pop the special and it's difficult to dex, then that's going to be a problem. But then week 2, this is my least favorite node probably in the game, or one of them. Close encounters, you degen if you're far away, and if you're close, you regen. But it's just, it's tough, man, because you regen 1% and you lose 3. So you might start healing, but then if the opponent doesn't throw a special, instantly you're going to degen a lot. And then we have a root effect. So every 12 seconds, you get passively rooted. But if you're far away from the defender, they get rooted instead. So I'm glad you can actually prevent the root, because if you get rooted, there's another node that you can passively disoriented, which reduces your block proficiency and defense ability actually. So your parries might fail, and the block damage is going to be a lot. So yeah, the problem with this is that you need to be far away for a little bit for them to get rooted. So that means you're instantly going to start degening. But if you play around the fight pretty well, if there's like not a difficult defender, you will take some degen, but then when they're rooted, you will be close to them and regen it back. So this seems like a very interesting week 2. This is probably one of my favorite. So the defender begins with 2 indestructible charges, and you need to remove those charges. You remove them with your heavy attack hits. So if you have 2 hits on your heavy attack, you're going to remove both of those indestructible charges. But this is going to be tough, because if you try parrying this meta, the block damage is going to be crazy, because both us and the defender gain 100% block penetration and 300% more attack. So if you want to parry heavy to remove this, you're going to take a lot of damage. However, champions like Valkyrie, champions like Karnak, or even Corvus, it's going to be really interesting, or even Hulkling as well. I'm really excited to see how this meta goes, because I'm happy to be able to use my Karnak, because he's got a double hit heavy as well. So that's going to be pretty interesting. And the defender is knocked down. They become passively debuff immune for 8 seconds. Not that big of a deal. And then week 4 seems pretty tough. So the attacker's critical rating is doubled. However, if damage from critical hit exceeds 5% of the defender's max health, or the attacker lands 4 or more guaranteed crits throughout the fight, the attacker suffers from an incinerate debuff, dealing damage equal to their last crit. So champions like Ghost that can instantly remove this incinerate and get a fury out of it, or champions that are immune to incinerate like Kitty or CGR, wouldn't really care about this node. So maybe even some champions with like low damage, because on this rage meta there were some champions that were critting and barely triggered rage, which means they barely dealt 1% with their critical hits. So even with double critical rating, I still think this is not going to be that big of a problem, because 5% of the diversion max health, I don't think we're going to trigger this incinerate too much, unless you have champions that ramp up, like Ghost or Kitties with the special 2 or CGR. So I think this is not going to be a big of a problem, but maybe it's going to be. And then reduce attacker's defensibility actually by 8% while you have an incinerate debuff. Doesn't really matter too much. It only lasts for 5 seconds. And then defender has 99% energy resistance. And while defender is affected by incinerate, cold snap, or shock, defender gains 100% of bar power. So not a big deal. Like if we don't trigger this backblast node, it's not going to be a tough meta, to be honest. And I'm pretty sure we're not going to trigger it. If this said the attacker's critical damage rating is doubled, then we probably would have had a problem. But I don't think, like even in the beginning, I don't think we're going to be triggering 5% of the defender's max health with our basic attacks. With our special attacks for sure, but not with our basic attacks. So that might not be a problem. We'll see. But that is a season 6. I'm actually pretty excited, especially for week 3. With those block penetrations, it's gonna be a tough week, but I want to use some champions there too. Victor track seems fine, to be honest. Challenging, but not too easy. And then let's go ahead and talk about season 7. So season 7 has brute force. You need to hit them within 6 seconds, otherwise you're gonna start degening. And then every 12 seconds they gain an unstoppable, but if you're far away, you gain it instead. So that's pretty interesting. And then I believe this is the relic thing. Like we're gonna start with 50% of relic power, which is kind of odd, but okay, doesn't really matter too much. And then the week 1 glider circuit would also have spite, so if you have buffs you can start gaining power. Not that big of a deal. It could be annoying if you like try and bait a special and they don't throw it, you get degen, but this is week 1, so it doesn't really matter. Not too many people get to glider circuit within week 1. And then we have 90% resistance in week 2, aggression prowess, and prowess build-up. So if you're not aggressive, the defender will have unblockable specials. And this could be annoying with some champions like that are tough to dex, special 2s, special 1s. So this is pretty interesting. This is going to be the meta that just Omega Sentinel and Nimrod are going to crush. Maybe even Sigil Scarlet Witch, because she can steal prowess. So that's going to be pretty interesting. And then we have empowered immunity. Whenever the champion would receive an effect they're immune to, they generate 33% of bar of power. Okay. And then we have fisticuffs. This means suicides, guys. Fisticuffs, your champions don't degen on defense, or sorry, don't take bleed or poison damage on defense. And offensively, we take no damage from poison and bleed. But we still get the effect. So this might be suicides meta, especially because of Footloose. You don't want to bait too many specials. But champions like that gain this unstoppable and evade, they could be pretty annoying with like Mystic Dispersion. So they gain a lot of power, they pop a lot of specials. So maybe even I don't think it's completely a suicides meta. Like I think it's going to be both, but we're going to see some people use suicides for sure. Probably me as well. But then we have a week 4 no retreat. It's not fun, but dude, I have a rank 3 Gladiator Hulk. So excited to use him. Like he's gonna be banned. That's how good he's gonna be. So when you double dash back, you take T-Gen. Not the greatest thing ever. And then we have a long distance relationship, which is interesting with no retreat, because you don't want to get too many weaknesses on you, because then you deal no damage, and the fight goes for more than it's supposed to. So you start degening again. So you need to like play this like probably 5 combo, dash back, get rid of that weakness, and then go on again, because you can out use purified champions as well, because you're gonna start degening. So this is gonna be a pretty interesting week 4, but it doesn't seem as difficult as Rage. Like you're going to take some damage from no retreat, but you're not gonna die unless you trigger it many times. But we'll see how it goes. So this is pretty interesting, man. Season 7. Not really a fan of. Actually, no. Yeah, this is actually a really good season. Maybe week 4 is gonna be too difficult, but we're gonna see. And then lastly, we have season 8. So season 8 masks over time. So suicides, the defenders are gonna purify the debuffs, and they gain a regen. You cannot affect their regeneration rate. So that's pretty interesting. And then divine barrier with bleed on glider circuit week 1. You need to have bleed immunes, and when a mystic, while finding a mystic every 10 seconds, and the defender becomes nullify immune. So that's pretty interesting if you want to like nullify their masochism, because you can't do that. And then week 2, when the defender activates a special 1 within tracking distance, the attacker is passively rooted. So if you're close to them, the special 1 is gonna, like, you're gonna be stuck there taking those blocked hits. But you can just bait special 2s or just safely best special ones, so you don't get rooted. And then they're immune to power manipulation. You cannot use power control champions to do that. And then defender gains 6% combat power well below 1. So this is going to be an interesting one. We need to think who is going to be the most annoying for the special one. Like a lot of block hits, so that like hits that you cannot really dex, basically. So that you take this damage while you're rooted. So that's going to be an interesting week too. Not too difficult, but pretty interesting. And then week 3, Power Snack. Whenever you trigger a buff, they gain 75% of bar of power. That's actually pretty significant for Power Snack. Okay. And then when attacker buffs are nullified, expire fail due to chance, the defender gains a prowess, increasing the special attack until their next special attack by 100%. That's actually a really nice combination with those two nodes. Then each time the defender gains a prowess, they also gain a non-stacking passive impact charge, granting 6% block penetration. Dude, those nodes together, they're kind of nice. Like, you need, again, some tough special attacks to evade, because blocking damage is going to be crazy, and then with the increased 100% attack on the special, that's going to be nice. And then lastly, week 4, for each buff the defender, the attacker has the defense ability accuracy reduced by 30%. So if you have champions like Odin that start like with 3 buffs, your pirates have 90% chance to fail, basically. And those buffs last for 40 seconds longer. So maybe champions that are proc unstoppable are going to be super annoying because it's gonna last more. But yeah, this is season 8. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about season 6, season 7, season 8. I think season 7 is gonna be the most interesting, but season 6 looking pretty great too. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, and if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.